Hey guys, I have not gone live in a little while and I just finished a coaching session, so I was like, you know what, let me go live on my channel in the middle of the day. But I know that we're all in different time zones, so you know, maybe someone will be able to join in here. But as I always tell you guys, live chats are a great time to ask your girl some questions. Okay, so you see the title of this video, and I'm trying to give it a little moment to see who else is going to pop in here. Trying too hard and caring too much. Trying too hard and caring too much, people. You know, being in a relationship with a narcissist, you know, is not like a regular healthy individual. You know, we tend to get emotionally attached, of course. And, you know, this happens in most relationships. The twins hear me talking and they're just going to get even louder. They're in their room playing around. So, and this is what the narcissist wants, of course, because they know once you're emotionally attached, you what? You care. But, you know, the unhealthy sides of ourselves is going to come into play at that point. Because once we see that a person, of course, is no longer serving our good, they're not for us, you know, we have to accept that and be able to detach at that point. You know, but we start caring too much. We're caring too much. We're caring more about that relationship than our self-love, our self-respect, our boundaries. We start caring too much. And then trying too hard. Like, you know, a narcissist, they put you through a lot of hoops. And, you know, what I've found in my life is the people that were meant for me, the relationships that were meant for my life, it was not an uphill battle. It wasn't. And it doesn't mean that a relationship never has, you know, times or moments where you have to work at anything. No. But just constantly feeling like you have something to approve is not what you should be doing. You know, it kind of reminds me of one of my videos when you're on that Ferris wheel and trying to prove something. And then as far as caring too much and having too much to prove, it goes in a whole bunch of areas. When a relationship is over, trying to prove it to the people that the narcissist is smearing your name to, and their friends and family. Like, no matter what you say to them, 9 times out of 10, they're just not going to take your side. So that's also a part of caring too much, okay? But Lizzie Browning says, why do narcissists throw you away like you're trash? I can handle that the relationship is over, but thus decide I thus no longer have worth after over a decade is frustrating. I can't wrap my mind around this. Well, this is actually pretty simple to explain. Narcissists view people as items and things. As items and things. They're not dealing with you person to person. You're just an object, a tool to use. So, yeah, if I'm done using an item, it's no longer valuable to me and I don't want it, yeah, I'll throw it in the trash. That's what we typically do. We're done using something. We've consumed what we wanted out of it. You know, it's run its course with us. We throw it in the trash. So this is how a narcissist treats other human beings. So that is why you have that feeling of being thrown away, because they're not dealing with you as a person and a human being. They actually try really hard to dehumanize you because you're just an object, a tool, your supply. So that is why a narcissist throws you away like trash. They're not emotionally attached to it. And I know that might sound, it sounds weird because narcissists run off of emotions. They do. But their attachment to people, places, and things they're not attaching with their heart and their love. So that's why, you know, they can run off of emotions and not be like caring for you. You know, I hope that makes sense, okay? But thanks for coming in, Lizzie. And if you're dropping in, say hi so I can see who you are. And like my video, of course. All right. But, you know, I just want you guys to stop caring so much. I talk to a lot of people in coaching sessions. Hey, Tamara, and they're going through divorces and, you know, they're caring so much. They're caring so much. They're jealous of the narcissist with the next person because they're still seeing some type of value in the narcissist, you know. And it's really painful for me to see people in these stages. And I'm hoping that they are just stages that they'll be able to graduate out of, you know. But a lot of times we care too much. We have to get, you know, a healthy-minded person will be able to make those adjustments. And I've said this in other videos, you know. Okay, this relationship is serving me right now. I feel like it's healthy for my life. But then when you realize that it's not, you have to be able to detach. And I'm going to make a video about the law of detachment. And I didn't make the printouts or else I would go a little further about it into this video. But just off the top of my head, you know, the law of detachment is just letting go of us trying to be controlling, really. That's what's at the root of it. Our control, because you know, a lot of times we don't want to see that relationship end. We don't want it to go down the drain. And then if it is going down the drain, we're trying to control how harsh it is. You know, like, Dad, why can't it be peaceful? Why can't it be respectful or end on a better note? Because you're dealing with a narcissist. You know, the law of detachment, when you accept it, is basically saying, I can accept the things that I don't have control over. And I can let go and detach from them. You know, I don't need to still hold on to it because it's a poison that's hurting me. Hi, Narcalurk, and hey, Tabitha. And I think I said hi to Tamara already. Thank you guys for joining in. I haven't live chatted in a while, so here I is. If you guys have any questions about narcissistic abuse, feel free. C. March says, it's not for us to understand the narcissist. We have to understand ourselves and only ourselves. We know the flags now. What's done is done. We must let go. Can you check on me and Jada? Yeah, you can give them that, or they actually might like the cheese curls instead. But you can see if they want the Nutty Butters. What's done is done. We must let go and use our experience for further relationships. Well, see, March, we don't have to understand everything about the narcissist, but it's okay, you know, to generally understand what a narcissist is, what they look like and how they operate. I think that's a good thing so that they will be more recognizable moving forward. But it is true that a lot of times people get caught up in, you know, trying to understand every little detail, and you're just not. You're not in that person's head. You're not going to understand everything. And then that's true, C. March. That's when I end up telling people, you know what you need to know at this point. You're not going to know everything. Nobody is allotted that, chances are, you know. But yeah, we can use it, you know, moving forward. Tamara says, I just told him that last night and he didn't like me stating that I've accepted it. Well, you know, you accepting it, Tamara, is basically taking control from him. It's taking control out of his grasp, because the more you're trying to figure it out, the more you might be turning to him as a source, like he's going to help you understand it more when he wants to keep you caught up in confusion, Tamara. So the fact that you're accepting it is definitely, it's a healthy sign of you letting go and, you know, not resisting what is, letting go of needing to understand every little detail. But it's not something that you have to let him know verbally as well, though, Tamara. It's something that you let the person know in your actions, because all of a sudden your energy, you know, is not going in that direction. You're not trying to ask questions. You're not checking for this person. You know, they're just, their presence, their essence in your life is minimizing. Okay. Narc Alert said, good to see you live. Yeah, you know, I have to do it more often. You know, I've been trying to, you know, keep a healthy schedule with my uploads for you guys, and my, you know, gotta incorporate more live chats. I do agree with that. Marilyn Breeden says, hi, you know what a spiritual narcissist is? Your channel. Love your channel. You help me a lot. A spiritual narcissist. Well, a lot of people call them energy vampires, narcissists, because they basically, they're sucking energy out of people. That's why you feel so drained by the end of that relationship. So, you know, from that angle, yeah, there's a spiritual aspect to narcissistic abuse, because our spirits feel so bruised after that relationship. We really need to build ourselves back up and replenish, if you will, spiritually, mentally, sometimes financially, physically, psychologically. Like, they're just very draining people. And then I don't know if you're referring to narcissists that are in the church, because we know them, you know, they're just holier than thou. And, you know, this is more of a covert narcissist, and they're not behind closed doors. They're not following, you know, the religious structure of the organization, you know, but they're self-righteous and, you know, calling other people out on their stuff. But Tamara says, yep, I'm over it and moving on. Not worth my peace anymore. Right. It was never worth your peace, Tamara. It was never worth it. It just sometimes, you know, it takes us a little while to realize just how not worth it, or just how much of a waste of a time, or how unworthy a situation actually is. Sometimes it takes us a while to really get it. Narc Alert said, yes, moving on is the best thing. It feels so good. It really does. It's just like a bunch of weight lifting off your shoulder, and it's freeing up, because, you know, they're not renting that space in your mind, and they're not in your circle anymore. It's freeing you up for positive experiences to flow into your life, and that's a good thing. You know, when we're letting go of the narcissist, we're opening ourselves up for something better to come along, of course. C. March says, maybe I worded that wrong. Sorry. Understanding the narcissist is helpful in getting away. There's no hope, and we realize why now. But once we move on, we got to stop trying to understand them. Right. You know, replaying that relationship, trying to figure out, you know, and then, because it's always more than what meets the eyes. You find out other information as time goes on, and then you're like, why did they do that? Or why couldn't they just, and, you know, the questions can never stop when there's so many layers involved. Okay. Stephen R7 Ferguson says, I did so much to her, or you mean for her, and I loved her so much and still do love her. I miss her so much, but it's so hard because I still remember the person from the beginning, and that's who I still reach for. Right. I understand. A lot of people get caught up in that, because during the love bomb phase, you know, the narcissists, they're just really, putting it on you. You know, they really want you to get caught up in that fog, and they're putting those rosy colored glasses. They're hoping they're sealing it around your eyes forever. Yeah, But, you know, just think of it as a player. You know, what do? They want to reel you in so they can get what they want out of you. They'll smooth talk you, and then just to get to that sex, and then they'll never talk to you again. Like, they did everything that they could do to get to the supply. But once you accept that, you know, the stages of narcissistic abuse, you understand that that was just a part of them getting you to put your guard down. Once you fully accept that, you won't still be reaching for that, because you'll accept that that was a mask that they were wearing. And chances are mirroring you, Stephen, to be your ideal person. So, and that was very pleasing to you because it was everything that you like. So yeah, of course you're going to like that. But that part should make you upset. And I made a video to debunk the love bomb stage of narcissistic abuse. I highly recommend that you watch that, Stephen. And probably by the time that you're finished watching that, you won't feel this way, because actually that should be highly offensive to you, that someone would come and manipulate you on such a high level. You know, pretend like they cared for you, because that was a pretend. That was a bunch of phoniness. So to come and toy around with your emotions like that and try to present themselves as if they're going to be, you know, everything you ever wanted, to play that game with you, that's highly offensive. Highly offensive. So I don't know about you. I don't like it when people play with my time, my emotions, my heart, my resources. Like, life is too short for that, Stephen. So you have to start shifting your perception, and a lot of survivors aren't shifting their perceptions very well, and it keeps them being jealous of the new supply. It keeps them in anger mode. It keeps them fantasizing about the love bomb. It keeps them entangled in the soul ties. You know, it keeps the trauma bond there. Because just, you know, the trauma bond has you craving for the love bomb phase to come back around, basically, all right? So please check out that video where I debunked the love bomb. And for anyone else that might be relevant to, if you are having a hard time getting over that initial sweet person that, you know, that you thought was coming into your life, I highly recommend it. C. March says, and why are they that way? They just are, and you got to cut your losses and chuck the deuces. Yeah, you definitely could cut your losses, and I made a video about that too. And it's not, you know, they are that way. You could just say, yeah, they are that way just because. But no, there's reasons for it. Narcissists are typically created in childhood where their emotional needs were not met in a healthy standard. Either they were starved for it, or they were overly compensated and put on a pedestal. So it's not out of nowhere that these people came to be. They didn't just, you know, come out of nowhere. So it's stemming from a dysfunctional childhood where they weren't taught healthy boundaries. They weren't loved in a healthy manner. All right. Rise and Thrive says, my ex-narc is a preacher. I discarded him in May. He got married in August. Yeah, I've blocked multiple profiles and Snapchat. He won't stop looking or following. Yeah. Because you're the one that got away, Rise and Thrive. Narcissists love to be the ones to discard. They love to be the ones to dump the other person. So you beat them to the chase and you discarded him. So, you know, he got married quickly because they always have supply on standby because they're typically cheating. So that's why he was able to go ahead and marry someone just May, June, July, August, 3 months after you guys were done. So he's probably looking to see, you know, if there's an opportunity, even though he married this person, to try to get you back. So he's hoping, you know, somewhere along the lines he'll be able to get back with you, even, you know, make you the side person or a mistress probably, and then dump you. He wants to get the control. He wants that control, really. And just out of his own, to see if you're doing better, to see if you're putting up all these sad breakup memes and what's going on in your life. Did you really just dump him and strut off into the sunset? Because that's what they be doing. That's the way they do us. So for you to do that, that'll be definitely sticking it to him. Narcalurk said, good, rise and thrive. She stayed no contact. Yes. What a loser. Narcalurk says, the ex-narc told me that he is not the same in the beginning, love bomb stage, but he wanted me to be the same as in the beginning. He said, I've changed a lot. Right. Right, because as you're going through all the shifts, their shifts, because they're going from love bombing to devaluing, and discarding. As they're doing these phases, you're reacting to it. So of course, when this person went from love bombing you to devaluing you, that's going to throw a healthy person back. And yeah, that's going to make you retreat, and that's going to make you question, hey, should I be giving this person the emotions? Should I may have to start detaching here completely, or pulling away what I've started to put into this person. Oh, they may not be who I thought they were. It's just their own unhealthiness. A narcissist, they don't know how to have a healthy relationship. They can't maintain it, and they don't understand. They don't really understand how that works. So yeah, they do want you to stay the same, because that's why they picked you. The way that you're acting in the love bomb phase, they want you to act like that or better throughout the whole relationship, which is unfair. But everything with a narcissist and narcissistic abuse is unfair for the survivor. And it's actually unfair for the narcissist, because they're not, well, I won't say that it's unfair for them, because they're reaping what they sow. But they're not getting anything good either, because it's not going to be long standing. It's always going to be quicksand. It's always going to slip through their fingers. It's just toxic. C. March says, my ex went on a $2,000 vacation without me. Then a week later proposed with a $50 ring. Then called me crazy and greedy for bringing it to his attention that it hurt my feelings. Crazy making for real. Right. Because they only care about themselves. They only care about themselves. That's why they can go spend $2,000 on their vacation and give you scraps. They're not even, after a while, they're not even doing the bare minimum with their primary source or their supplies. C. March says, yes, girl, it's give with not getting in return. They think that's how it should be. We are there for them to drain us until there's nothing left. Yeah. Yep. And then it's to the trash, because you're just this item to them. You're an item. But if you guys could just learn how, for those of you who haven't, just learn how to detach from things. Be able to detach. Like, okay, well, until you can attach until you feel like you need to detach. When you find out that it's unhealthy, be able to have that detachment, or to create that space, to take that step back, to break it off. Okay, but that has to be, that type of mindset requires you to trust the universe, that, if I have to let go of something, I have to let go of it. It requires you to respect and appreciate your healthy boundaries more than being in a relationship. A lot of people just holding on because they don't want to be alone, or they don't want to lose whatever they perceive the narcissist is giving them. So it requires you to be able to stand on your own. It requires you to be able to have the highest respect for yourself. And it requires you to have faith and hope. I mean, there's billions of people in the world. We really don't have to cling on to any love bomb stage, and it may not be as apparent through the narcissist interactions with them, but they take everybody and everything for granted, even themselves, honestly. So Rise and Thrive says the girl he married also got out of a 10-year relationship in May and married the narc in August. So they were both cheaters. Only knows this because I did look he was lurking. Not my monkey, not my good prayer for Jack Karen. Yeah. But, you know, when something like that happens, you see who you're working with. You dodge the bullet. Because then you marrying him, right? So a lot of times when these narcissists are moving on with other people, you know, we gotta flip that perception. Yes, they're with someone else, but look at what they're getting. You dodged the bullet. You dodged it. Mark says, honey, your volume is okay. I turned it up. Can you hear me better? My volume looks like it's to the max. The sound. Oh, you don't? Oh, wow. I wonder if I was covering my speaker. Are you guys good now? You can hear me? I wonder if I had my hands over the speaker or something. My bad. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, there's a speaker behind my phone. Maybe. Aw. Sheesh. I wonder how much you didn't hear. Ah. Maria. Aw. Aw. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys can hear. But I don't know what you didn't hear at this point. All right. Well, I mean, there's a few video suggestions that I seen, basically viewer requested videos. I'm going to take a look at those. I've seen about 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, man. 3 minutes of me running my mouth and you guys didn't hear it. That sucks. Well, you know, technology. Things happen. You were just telling about the primary sources. Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying how the narcissist takes everybody for granted. Even, you know, and that it may not always be apparent when they're love bombing someone. Aw. Thanks, Maria. Thanks for tuning in. So, you know, it's going to be okay. We just have to take people off the throne. You know, we put them on the throne and we get devastated when the relationships end. All right, so we're getting up to a half an hour. Does anyone have any questions before I end this live chat? I'm trying to think if there's anything that I wanted to bring up. Anything else? So I do have the support group, guys, for those of you who don't know. And that's Lakia Reflection and Progression Crawford. So Reflection and Progression is the name of this channel. But all of these links, they're on my YouTube, where you can, the Instagram page that I have 2 of them. Rise and Thrive says, in a way, I was blessed with this. It made me find me. Yeah, yeah, it's true. And I'm really glad that you're able to have that perception. It's true. You know, it feels really crappy initially, you know, when we're figuring it all out, but it's made me hella strong. I thought I was strong before, but I'm about 1,000 times stronger. and more emotionally mature, you know, because there's a big difference between being book smart and being people smart and relationships smart. And a lot of people struggle relationally, and they weren't given those tools as children, and they aren't able to psychology is very interesting, and I think all children need to understand psychology, because what are we dealing with in life? A whole bunch of people. No matter what we're doing, we're dealing with another human being in some shape, form, or fashion. So understanding psychology, being emotionally mature, is going to be priceless in life. And then having that awareness, that self-awareness of ourselves, that's going to be priceless. And that's why I put up a post on a support group, Know Thyself. It's so important. Do you really know yourself, your strengths and your weaknesses? You really need to know yourself. And that requires a lot of honesty, to be able to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I've been a people pleaser all my life. Or, yeah, I have a hard time standing up for myself. Or, yeah, I've been really codependent. Or, yeah, I let other people dictate my emotions. I lead with my emotions. I don't know how to be by myself. These are just, we really have to know ourselves, the good and the bad, because then we can work on things that we can, at least, if we're able to acknowledge it, you can get better in those areas and, be able to have that perception of when you're interacting with people, if you're stemming from those areas, you'll be able to intercept it, at least, Rise and Thrive says, it hurts like hell, but we're here. It does at first. But, as we step into acceptance, we're able to let go, because, the past is the past. We can learn from it, but you don't have to drag it around forever. Hold on to it while you're learning, but as you're learning and accepting it, you'll be letting go of it. And it won't hurt as much, because you'll accept, no one's perfect. That person came into my life, they were a lesson, and I learned my lesson. And it won't hurt as much. Make your peace. What was done is done. Or else, it'll be festering in your now. It'll be festering in your now and in your future. 7 Ferguson says, I really feel like I lost a part of my heart, but I did put her on such a high level of importance, but I'm starting to get better and ask God for mercy to take this pain from me. You didn't lose part of your heart, but you've lost, what would I call it? I think your eyes are just open a lot of times when we go through that. That one person that, or the first person that really breaks our heart, give you that feeling. And we see how dark human beings can be. We see how toxic other people are. It's kind of like an awakening. It's like an awakening. Doesn't feel good, but it's an eye opener, and we learn how to love differently moving forward. We learn how, like, I'm not for giving 100% to someone else. That's what you give to yourself. When you invest yourself that hard into other people, that's how you feel that heartbroken and that devastation. Because people aren't perfect. Cheryl Farabee says, hey there, I need your opinion about returning returning to a non-toxic relationship? Okay, Cheryl, go ahead and ask. Rise and Thrive says, oh, I'm better now, way better. Yeah. Experience oftentimes is the best teacher if we allow it to be. Narc Alert says, only narcs think that they're perfect. Right. Yeah, narcs think that they're perfect, but sometimes survivors put other people on pedestals. Oh, they're in, and that's making them perfect in a certain sense. So the survivor may not be doing it for themselves or turning that thought inward, but they're kind of, they're doing it for their loved ones and the people that they're in a relationship with. And that gets dangerous because they start messing up or their toxic side starts spilling out of them. It becomes very hurtful because we weren't putting it past them. And I just made a video about that. You're not putting it past the narcissist, And that's what I say to people that keep coming back and telling me more and more about what the narcissist did. It shouldn't be surprising you at this point. You're putting it past them. Once you fully accept who they are and stop putting it past them, you're not going to get blindsided. But I think the last video I made was how to never be blindsided again and how to see them angles. All right. Maria says, everyone just take it a day at a time, continuing time, prayer, faithful with the Almighty God is the only way for me. I refuse to lose. Everything the narc took from us, we're going to get back. Well, I think our perceptions on what the narcissist took, I don't want us to get so stuck up in it, because I don't want them to be taking your present. That's the thing. You had time with the narcissist that you can't get back. And I know a lot of you might have lived with the narcissist. You might have been financially tangled up with the narcissist. But I would focus more on not allowing them to take more from you by staying in these states of brokenheartedness and devastation. I don't want you guys to get stuck on that, and that makes you feel more victimized when you're focusing on everything that they took. And as we get healthier, also, other people won't be able to take certain things from us. They won't be able to take our peace. They won't be able to take our joy and happiness. They won't be able to take our self-esteem. They won't be able to, do certain things from us moving forward as we get healthier. But we can always intercept the now. And yes, whatever you did out of pure heart for that narcissist, it's going to come back to you. Rise and Thrive said it woke you. Yes, it is an awakening. It's a necessary awakening to help you rise your consciousness. All right. Narc Alert says, yes, it goes both ways. We have to take a look at ourselves as well. Yeah, first and foremost, because we can't change them. Cheryl Farabee says, is that usually a good idea, reigniting a former relationship? That's going to vary situation to situation, Cheryl. There have been times where people come together and it's not the right timing, and down the path, it is a better time for their relationship and they get together and they're thriving. But more than not, usually not good to go backwards. More than not. So, I would need a lot more information to be able to say in this particular situation. Sure, I don't have a lot of information, but I do offer coaching. I do that over the phone. I do Skype, FaceTime, and even email coaching. Other than that, just don't be as invested as far as if you want to see if if it's a good idea to do it. If you feel like you should, I guess you can, but don't do it in a healthy manner, basically. Which means you're not just picking back up where you left off. You're really going in with a clear mind and clear eyes. If there's been space in between you and this person, years, where you have not spoken to them, I'm not sure, you know, all the details here. Assume that you're getting to know them again. Have those healthy boundaries. And have your eyes and your ears open. And take your time to see, you know. Fill it out. Maria says, right, I agree. Have a great day. Back to work. Bye, Maria. Marilyn Breeden says, I stay single now. Life is better. Okay. You know, some people, everybody's not called to a relationship. And everyone's definitely not called to a relationship through their whole adulthood. We have seasons of singleness. And then some of us have the gift of singleness, you know. So that's going to vary. Rise and Thrive says we have to realize that yes, the narcissist did what they did, but ask yourself why you allowed it. It takes time to get there, but you will. Dig deep, work on you, and you can't fix them. Right. Okay, Cheryl. You would email CoachLakia@gmail.com. That's under most of my videos. And you can even go to LakiaCrawford.com and click the coaching tab, Cheryl, and it shows like everything that I offer there. And yep, plenty of ways to get in touch. And I leave my phone numbers on that site as well. Some people just call me and make appointments. You can always do that as well. All right, guys. So I'm going to end this live chat as we tried like a few minutes ago. Hi, JT. Oh, JT, you're just getting in. Marilyn says, I was with my ex for 12 years, then the narc for 6, so I need a break. Yeah. Woo! It's almost 20 years there. Narc alert. We have to keep in mind that they are mentally ill. They are disordered. So knowing that makes it easier for me to distance myself. Right. They're going to treat anybody that way. They take everybody and everything for granted. They will always find out a way to, you know, abuse, misuse. They'll always find a way to mess up a good thing. Like, it's pretty interesting. Hi, 100 Smiles. How many good people the narcissist that crosses a narcissist path and how they burn all of them, you know. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to this live chat. All right. Hopefully this live chat resonates with someone. If it does, feel free, of course, to hit the like button, share any and all of my videos. JT is breaking up with a narcissist the same as breaking up with everyone else. Oh no. Breaking up with a narcissist is not the same as breaking up with a normal person per se, because, you know, in that relationship, it was extremely toxic and usually on so many levels. So it's about 100 times worse. From everything that you have to replenish in yourself from dealing with such a toxic energy. So it's not the same. All right. Oh, I'm okay, 100 Smiles. I am very well. I've been really busy. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing. All right, guys. And if you're having a triggered or a hard day, I have a motivational playlist for survivors of narcissistic abuse, and I put most of my videos into playlists to help you be able to jump around in topics. Take advantage of that to help you guys in further your healing, okay? Aw, I'm okay. Dancer says, good day. I missed it. Hope you're okay. I'm okay. Yeah. You take care too, 100 Smiles. Sometimes we get emotional. We're all human. But we have to learn how to manage it. All right. And definitely not run off of the emotions like the narcissist does. Because sometimes we're doing that too. And it's why we don't want to let go. Because we're being emotional about it. When all of our logic knows. All of our logic knows. All right, guys. If you are waiting for a summary from me, if you've done coaching, I have not forgotten. I really haven't. I had a couple of funerals over the summer, and I'm trying to like catch up with the pile of work here with the summaries. Narc Alert says Quinn is on as well from one good chat to another. Oh, great. Tell him I said hi. He has a really good channel over there. Well, let me let you guys go. Aw, you're welcome. See it, I'm 7. Aw. Yes, stay prayed up. Bye-bye.